So VeChain is struggling a little bit and is just not able to get back into this target range that we defined already back in November here after we started the downturn for this wave C and in the larger degree the wave 2. So basically this wave C is part of a flat pattern, an A, B, C pattern, which is part of this wave 2. VeChain made an impulsive move up in a wave 1 that was back last year when a lot of cryptos made their all-time highs. Since then, I believe we have been in a, clearly we have been in a more than 1 year lasting correction now, a 1 year bear market, you could call it. For many people, it doesn't appear like that because Bitcoin made actually an all-time high in November. But if you've been following me, if you've been following me on this channel, you will know that this was just part of the correction. Of course, it's then a bit difficult to call it bear market, but if you just purely looked at VeChain, you would call it a bear market because it has been an ongoing correction. For Bitcoin, it wasn't that clear because Bitcoin looked like it would go to 100K when it made its new all-time high, but in the end, it was only a overshooting wave B. This is rare but possible. Not all cryptos did that. In fact, many cryptos didn't do it, but quite a few did actually. So VeChain obviously not. VeChain only did a normal, let's say a normal wave B, what you would normally expect of a wave B, and we can draw the Fibonacci retracement levels and we can look at where VeChain actually retraced to, and you can see that VeChain actually retraced to pretty much close to this 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level here at 19.3 cents. This is for a wave B an absolutely likely level. Minimum, I would say normally the 50% level, which would have been 16 cents, but well, you could argue it reached that. And then what came above that was just a little bit of an overshooting, but it reacted very well to that 50% Fibonacci retracement level. So in the end, it just did what you normally do in a correction. It's a very nice chart. The structure is okay. It looks like just an ABC correction. It just came down a little bit too much. Because typically if a cryptocurrency, or could be an asset, could be stocks and shares, could be anything, any asset drops below the 88.7% Fibonacci level and stays there for a while, it's just not good. There isn't a lot of support. And if the last, it makes sense. If the last Fibonacci level is lost, support levels get weaker. I mean, you have down here still a little bit of support. And if we add the VPVR, which is the historical volume, to the chart, you can see that you actually have a spike of support currently where we are here around the 3 cent level. Probably an explanation why we don't drop further. And down here is just huge support. This is this whole level here. But if we look at below a cent, there isn't much left. A cent for VeChain, it's just crazy. So to be honest, in the current environment, I wouldn't even be surprised if we retest the 1 cent level. I sincerely hope that VeChain will recover from that. There is no guarantee it will. Typically if it goes down that much, it is just critical. I mean, this is really the last level. If it drops below a cent, we can even call, I would even then consider to call VeChain dead, because if it's below a cent, did I say dollar? No, it's below a cent. It's below a cent, it will be really, really critical. And I'm not saying it will never recover, but it could just move into just some sort of a corrective wave, and it might never get back to new all-time highs. That is just what I'm saying. Of course, it will recover in the next bull market to a certain degree. Maybe we get up to 10 cents again or something, and therefore I would not sell now. I will keep hold of my VeChain or VET, in case it really drops that low. But I'm very careful with what I buy now, I tell you that, very careful. Even though many people say it's an opportunity, yes, of course an opportunity, but I would always consider the risk as well. It's also possible to wait for a first impulsive move up. That is what I always say, especially at the moment. We can always wait for a first impulsive move up, which will be a good sign that the correction will be over. Then we can wait for the first corrective wave down and then go in, and then go in instead of just buying now where it's getting critical. I mean, I do share my buy and sell orders with channel members, silver members, gold members can see on Discord my buy and sell orders. I have stopped buying into altcoins now, because the risk is difficult. All I buy at the moment is Bitcoin. All my altcoin buy orders have triggered. For channel members, for anybody who wants lower levels, I defined some more buy orders that I would consider as really the very last option. Yeah, but if we drop below these, yeah, I will lose confidence into these coins. And VeChain is one of them where it's just below the ideal level. You know, I defined that yellow area there all the way down to the 88.7% FIB level. That is what many stocks and shares do at the moment as well. There are a few stocks and shares which actually look like an altcoin at the moment. And again, those are younger stocks, younger shares. Just look at the PayPal chart. Looks very similar. Yeah, PayPal, for example. And again, these retrace to these similar levels. Yeah, but VeChain just dropped a little bit too much. It dropped lower than what you would reasonably expect. Yeah, and the problem is, if I zoom in, you can see that it is even struggling to get back in. It is struggling to get back in. The green candles get smaller and smaller, and VeChain really needs to put the jetpack on and do it. It just needs to do it. Yes, you can possibly call this an ascending triangle, and that would be the hope I have, or a W pattern, you could call it. Yeah, it really needs to get moving. And here, W, which is ugly W, but you know what I mean, making higher lows, which is good, but it doesn't matter at the moment. As long as we are below that 3.3 cent level, it is high risk. Okay, so we need to get back into that level, and hopefully VeChain will be able to do that. It's a bit annoying or concerning that with all this, you know, it came down to 2.3 cents. That is a support level I gave you earlier, but it came down to that level and has recovered since then, but now it's already losing a little bit of steam. So we just need to be careful about that. Also here, it's now reaching the 50 level of the RSI. So if it remains bearish, it will most likely drop off from that to the downside, and that will send it straight down again. The first instance to 2.8 and then 2.3 cents. But hopefully it will break through here. I have a little bit of hope because we are coming back to the same resistance level, yeah, that we already touched here. But here the RSI was at a lower level, which means the trend was less strong. Now we are at the same level again, but the RSI is higher, indicating there is a higher probability that the trend or that the resistance level of 3.3 cent will actually be broken. But until it's broken, this is only speculation. Yeah, when you have a higher RSI, your trend is stronger as well. And if you come back to the same level, it increases the likelihood it will actually break. Here, MACD also gives me some hope. We are possibly seeing here a buy signal, which would be the crossing of the zero line. Not happened yet. But again, as long as we are below this 3.3 cent level, concerning. Okay, MACD here on the 8 hour already did that bullish crossover, but we still have a short signal on the ADX. We just have too many red candles in here. Here on the daily, we are starting to reduce negative momentum, but also here it's very, very, very weak. Also here the RSI can't even really get out of the negative momentum range. Yeah, still very low. And even though it's oversold, it just means that the trend is weak. Yeah, the trend is weak. There is no momentum. So I am a bit concerned, and I said that, I've been saying that for the last few weeks. And we can see that some altcoins are recovering better than others, and VeChain has its difficulties. Yeah, for some coins we're talking about, right, do they get already out of their target area to the upside, while VeChain is still not even getting back inside, okay, from below. Yeah, so this is currently my view about VeChain. Hope I made clear my concerns and gave you the key resistance and support levels and what to watch out for at the moment. There are a few hopeful developments on the lower time frames and the indicators there, but on the daily we can't see it yet. If that plays out on the lower time frames, like the bullish crossovers and so on, this might translate over onto the higher time frames and will then be visible in terms of price increases and a bullish crossover on the daily, on the MACD, and then hopefully we'll also get back above 3.3 cents. As long as that is not the case, high risk, because we have lost that support, that 88.7% level. And if Bitcoin now drops, we can fall. Yeah, we can fall. There isn't much support left. Therefore, we need to get back into that area quickly. All right, hopefully you liked the update about VeChain. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership and maybe even the trading course I'm currently publishing on my website, morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.